Hey there, I'm Logan, and I'm here to show you how to get started with Platstack, so you too can share many links with one click instead of 10. So if you're anything like me, you always have a million browser tabs open. Well, okay, maybe not a million, but I have like 40 browser tabs open or something right now, which begins to get really frustrating because I'm not sure which tabs I'm working in and which tabs I've researched something and they're saved for later because I didn't have a chance to read them, or maybe somebody sent me a link and I opened it, but then I got called into a meeting. So it just sits here open. And then I have this almost terrified feeling of closing any of my tabs because I need all of these at some point, but I just don't have a chance to get to all of them right now. And then I end up in this browser tab overload situation, which is why I'm loving Platstack so much because it's really helping me clean up and organize this digital clutter that I have in my browser. And so, for example, this is a daily tab stack that I made. And when I get into work every morning, there are certain websites and dashboards that I need to log into. And I have those all right here. So I can click this Open 4 Links button inside this stack and open just these 4 pages. And that's how I begin my day. And similarly, when I need to go find an image for some creative work, I have some image libraries here. And rather than having to open them separately, I can just click once to open all 4 of these links and begin my search. Same with creative inspiration sites when I'm working for clients. So it's so nice to organize myself this way and know that what I need is saved here. And since I'm using these every day, I'm in this stack all the time. But let me show you how I would maybe take some of these browser tabs that I have saved for later and create a stack so that I'm not so afraid of closing them and losing all this information. So from any place in Platstack on any page, you'll find this pink plus button in the top left-hand corner, and I'll click Add Stack. And then let's call this stack maybe like saved for later. And we'll call this to read. So I'll click Save Stack, and it's going to make a new stack for me. And it's going to give me the option for a first category. So let's just call this one to read. You can name these categories whatever you want. And it just is a way for you to organize the links inside your stacks. So let's grab one of these. Let's just say this one first, and I'll just take this and copy the URL. And then I'll go back to this Add Plus button here, and I'll add a link to this stack. So I'll take the URL I just copied, and I can copy any URL from around the web and paste it in here. And then we'll call this Google and to read. And now there's this section. I'm going to put it in my Save for Later stack. And then any section you have here will show up down here. So I'll drop it in my to read section and save the link. And that's a pretty easy way to save things for later. I can access this from anywhere on the web. So when I get home later, if I have a chance to read this as I'm going to bed, it's going to be right there for me. But an even easier way is for our Chrome users. We have developed this Chrome extension, which takes any open tabs that you have in your browser and it puts them over here. And now I can just drag and drop any of these into my stack. And it's a little bit faster than having to copy and paste. And another really cool feature from the Chrome extension is this Save All button. So when I'm doing work for a client, let's say, I have a bunch of tabs open that are related just to that one client project. And when I finish that project or when I go home for the day, I'll just save that entire session. I'll save all of those tabs into a client project stack. And then when I get home or when I get back the next day, I can just open all of those that I saved and start the project right where I left off. So it just makes it so much easier for me than having to leave all these tabs open, especially if I'm working in multiple client projects. I don't have to be overlapping with the tabs that I have open between clients. So that makes it really convenient and really organized, which is nice. And then when I want to go share a stack like this with a client, like if I wanted to send these links to a client, what I would normally have to do is copy and paste them into an email or something, but you can always share a stack with anybody by making it public. So in this case, I would go to the edit function because this was originally set as a private stack. And I would toggle it to public, save that, and then if I copy and paste the stack URL into an email or a text message or whatever, the person who opens it doesn't even have to be logged into Platstack, and they'll have the ability to access all of these links that you shared with one click, which is super convenient. And so we're really enjoying how Platstack is making us all more efficient and just making links a little easier to share and get around. And so stay tuned for more futures updates and everything that we have coming in the future. But in the meantime, happy stacking.